Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cody, or known as Sims Expressed by the channel, and created a build channel for The Sims 4. I have recently found an addiction to watching speed builds on YouTube, and as someone who really enjoys to build in The Sims as well, I decided why not create my own. So this is my first build on the channel. Hopefully there will be plenty of more and it won't be something that I'll just give up on. But today we're going to do a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for what I would say like grandparents. I would definitely put like a pair of like old people in here. And I was building this on a lot in Newcrest, but I definitely think it should have been built in Brindleton. I did use a lot of cats and dogs in this build because it just always matches that like old-timey feel that I'm going for. But I'm starting on the outside here. I did have a reference picture to look after, so that's what I was kind of going for. And I was picking very like muted tones. It was on the picture very light, so I was just trying to go with those light tones. But then I saw those columns from Seasons and I really liked those, so then I was like, okay, well, I'll do the foundation to match, so kind of have like an offset of dark and light. But the front here, you'll see with the mailbox, didn't know what side to put it on, and I just always feel like mailboxes look better on the left side of the house. I'll always put them on the left side. I don't think there's a single house that I built where the mailbox is on the right. And so with the landscaping here too, I had a lot of fun. This is my first build on like this channel, so I decided to keep it really simple. I know typically I would use like a lot of debug options to keep it pretty cheap, but since this was all just in the build catalog and it was kind of easier to get to, I decided that that's what I was going for. And I was kind of going for more of like the outdoorsy, like retired grandparents where they like to garden, go hiking, spend their time outside. So I figured they would live somewhere like in nature. So I put a lot of trees around. I made sure it was super green. There's a lot of bushes and plants around. It's really, really pretty on the front side there. I put a couple little plants out there on the porch to kind of make it seem like maybe grandma planted them there or grandpa. And then so I come in here on the floor plan. The floor plan I actually did just follow from the floor plan that I found online. So that was like super easy to follow there. I do right now totally forget to add windows in the master bedroom. So I would definitely like go in and fix that. But there are no windows in the master bedroom, so it's very sad. Plus the walls are dark in the master bedroom, so like that would suck even more to not even have like a single window. In the kitchen here, I'm gonna put all of these cabinets down, but I definitely changed them. I know I was going for like a light kitchen, and the stone didn't match at all, so like I had to take that out, and I did use, ooh, that was my cat, sorry, but I did end up changing it for, I think it was just a base game. It was the brown cabinets with the white countertops, and they have like the design in them, and I just love those counters because I feel like they're so realistic. Like I've seen those counters in like so many people's houses, so I'm like, wow, I just see those in real life. And so I come over here into the laundry room, and that's one thing I love to add in my builds, and I think everyone should have them in there. And I know it's like a separate stuff pack, so it's not like a base game, but every house has a laundry room. I mean, unless you're doing an apartment, and like some apartments don't have laundry rooms or like washer and dryer, but genuinely every house you're going to get, it's going to have a washer and dryer in it. So like there should be a little space for it. So I put it in the back of the house because I figured they do a lot of stuff out back, so they'd want a little like space backyard to put their stuff up, put their shoes away, like just a little like mud room in the backyard for the backyard. Oh, so like those are the counters there. So I put those in there. I feel like it looks really well. I will say too now, the dining room table and the chairs, I do definitely change those to a darker color to match, and it looks so much better in there when I do that. When I build though too, I will say this, I kind of jump back and forth. You'll see me like jump from room to room. I'll either like get inspiration randomly to do something, or I'll find something in the build catalog that I just like instantly know that I want to use. So I'll go and I'll just like put that where I need it to, so I don't lose the item. Because like, who wants to spend more time searching through the catalog when you don't have to? So I do jump back and forth a lot. With the living room, I was definitely with the living room and all of the furniture. Actually, I definitely wanted to go with the old, like, kind of old timey. It looks like they've had it for a while. Like, it's grandma and grandpa's furniture, so they've had it for years and it works. So they're not gonna like change it unless it's broken. They're not gonna fix it. You know, don't broke what's not fixed. But don't fix what's not broke. Not don't broke what's not fixed. But I did end up putting some like bookshelves there on the side. I figured they'd like to like read in their spare time, a little TV because they don't think they'd like go and really care about getting a nice big TV. With these lights that I put up in here, I actually don't end up using them because, as you can see, I check it down and they just fall too low, especially with the lamps that I used in there. So I did change them to the little like nipple lights, and I only use them on the left side of the build. I totally forgot. I think I was just nervous because I knew I was recording this one and I didn't want to like make it too long or sit there and like fiddle with stuff for too long. So I totally forgot to add those lights into the bedrooms and bathrooms. So there's like saucer lights on the right side, nipple lights on the left side, and no window in the master bedroom. So it works out great. But I love actually the wallpaper and the flooring that I use in the kitchen. It's very ugly. Like, it's the ugly, boring linoleum floor. And this checkered tile is just not it. But I feel like it so works in this house, especially with just like the characters that I've had in mind. Like, that's stuff that they put in the house when they first bought it years ago. Like, years ago. And then have never changed it. They've never remodeled or done anything. Like, they've maybe kind of gotten a new kitchen, like they've upgraded their kitchen a little bit a couple years ago, but they haven't done anything else, and that's about it. So everything kind of looks like old timey. Like, who would have checkered wallpaper like that? Like checkered tire paper? Nobody. Right here, I did try to add 2 windows because I felt like from the outside the 2 windows would look really good. Unfortunately, the window on the right with the washing machine didn't work because I just didn't like how the washing machine extended out over the window, and I couldn't push it far enough into the wall to make it work. So I ended up taking it out, but it still looked really good with the one window there. So I was like, cool, we got some windows on the back. I will always try to make sure my back windows look pretty decent. My back and front windows will always look really nice, but on the side windows, I don't really care how they look because I feel like even in a regular house on the side, the windows always look so random. And it's because you're trying to place the windows to look good on the inside at that point. Like the front and the back, they want to look from a good like design standpoint, but on the side, you're looking for a good functionality standpoint from the inside, you know? So I just kind of, when I always do my floor plans, I'll always do the outside, like the front, I'll place the windows and I'll make the front look really nice, and then I'll go and do a floor plan and then add the windows after I do a floor plan, or after I go to each room. I'll go room to room and add them as like a decoration. Like, if it looks good and fits in the room, then I'll add it. But this right here, I figured this would be kind of their guest bedroom or maybe where their grandkids stay. And so there is green wallpaper in there, and I wanted to really go for like a green and yellow room. And so I feel like that rug, right, that yellow rug just works really nicely in there. And that's why you also saw me try to use that yellow bed right there. But it was just too yellow and it definitely clashed. So here I'm just adding a little bit of decorations for kind of personality, like nothing too much. Like, there's no like personal stuff, but kind of you can see how like grandma would have come in here and decorated the room to keep it all nice for when like the grandkids or like when a guest comes and stays over. And so they got just like a few little entertainment, nothing too crazy, a stack of CDs, and I put this really cute little lantern lamp, and I thought it was perfect because it had the yellow bow, so it just brought more of the yellow colors in there. Oh, and this was when I was going through and I randomly had this like inspiration to use a grandfather clock because that just screams grandparents. And so then I was trying to use that green clock. It was just too big though, so unfortunately I wasn't able to use it. But I did find that yellow one, which once again tied in more of the yellow to the room. So I was like, wow, that's perfect. It was just kind of like a little, what do they call it? It's like, whatever. Time's passed. I don't know. So this is where here we go into the master bedroom. So I definitely would totally put a big window in there to kind of brighten it up. Unfortunately, I totally forgot and didn't even think about it, and it was just like a giant empty space there because I didn't put anything on it. And also, too, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't put the bed where I put it. They would put it like where I'm centered on the wall where I'm putting the chair. But I just love doing this thing where you would put furniture not where people would just normally put it. Like, people would see a room and normally see the flow, and I'm like, well, how can we kind of split that up or do something a little different? So I always try to put like beds or like rooms into just a kind of different flow than like what your original instinct is to kind of give it more character. And so I gave them just a kind of nice little seating area for maybe grandma or grandpa to sit and read their books if they want to. I do know that I do give them a little dresser right next to it. I did try to put it like on the window on the side, on the wall next to the side of the bed, but that just didn't give the Sims enough room to like push in. I did like that I was able to use this rug right here though, because I did try to use it in the first room, but it worked really nice here because I was going for that kind of dark brown and blue vibe here. So that like blue and the rug really tied. And that's my cat again because it's like he knows that I'm recording and just needs to be loud. See, he's gonna meow too because he's mean. Anyways, so I go in here and I put a nice little mirror in because I always just feel like mirrors add, and you can only put so many paintings on a wall before it just looks too ridiculous. So you have to kind of break it up with something. And I put some decorations on here. Here I put a little more like customization. So I put that train. I figured the grandpa could like not so much collect trains, but maybe it'd be like a memorabilia that he's gotten that he kept around. And I feel like that hand for some reason would just be something that they would buy for decorative reasons. Sorry, I got the hiccups. But I did also then just put kind of like their cologne and perfume, just stuff that I feel like you would see on a normal dresser, and then a little plant just kind of spice it up a little bit. Here I did try to use that planter because it was just brown and it matched, but unfortunately it was a little too modern for the room, I felt like. So I did end up, I think, just putting that painting. Yeah, I just put a big old like brown framed painting of a farm because I felt like that kind of fit because they were kind of going for more of like the nature vibe in there. So here's the bathroom. I did kind of take out the footage of just the smaller bathroom because one, I didn't want the video to be too long, and people always said that bathrooms are boring, and I didn't really understand like what they meant. But as I watched the video footage go by of like me doing the bathroom, it was super boring. So I was like, okay, this is why they take it out. So I took it out. I did leave the master bathroom though, because I feel like master bathrooms are kind of different. Like, they're a little bit bigger. You can do a little more with them. Like this one, I did put the toilet in its own separate bathroom, and I gave them a nice little separate tub and a stand-in shower. So a little bit of both here. I love this bathroom as well. I feel like I brought back the ugly linoleum because I feel like all the tile would definitely match. And then once again with the wallpaper, I feel like that's something they would have maybe updated 10 years ago, and then like never touched it ever again. And they like haven't done anything with the bathroom since. But I wanted to use that little cabinet. I felt like I wanted to give them more storage somewhere, but I just felt like it didn't fit anywhere nicely. And I did end up taking that away and putting a window, and that window just made the bathroom feel so much better. Like when I put that window in there, I felt like, yeah, I didn't need a cabinet or anything. It just totally worked. So now I'm just coming back and adding just a little more clutter to kind of make the place feel a little more lived in. And it's super funny with that little plant right there. Everyone knows that you can't center it within those four, but everyone always tries to center it without for a second before they place it and then actually do the little trick and move all the cabinets around to center it. So I went in and I just gave them some little sauces next to the spice rack, a little old-timey coffee maker. Here I tried to give them some of the dine out breakfast stuff, but it just seemed a little too modern, so I did go for that picture of the chicken because I'm like, wow, that goes for this like outdoor country vibe that we're going for. Now with them being old people, I did put those backpacks, and I know it's got school books and everything, but I figure maybe it could be for when they go hiking and it's their hiking gear. So now we're coming up on the backyard. I did give them a lot of activities to do out back. So out front, you did see they had the chess table that they could go do. Out back they have an easel. I did give them a table to play outside. I figured they'd like to play games just with themselves or with their grandkids. And I also did make sure to bring in a bunch of the out plants from the front yard to the backyard to kind of match it there. And so I gave them just a nice little, I don't know what that would be. It's like a seating area, I guess, on the grass. And it matches the walkway up at the front. So then I went ahead and attached those so you could just like walk to the backyard. And I didn't give this place a gate or like a fenced in backyard. Because one, I felt like the lot was pretty small, so there you can't. But also, with the place that I was imagining, like, yes, I was building a new crest, but I feel like they would totally be living in the forest, so you wouldn't really even want a gate. It would all just be open anyways. And so here I am just adding those few activities. I did give them a little grill and a seating area. I did put the seating area right next to the bugs, and I don't think that would be something you'd want to do, or, like, sit and eat next to bugs. So I would definitely probably move those, like, away. But besides that, I just added a couple more bushes there on the side to make the side of the house look more filled. I put some more of the colored plants around it to make it look more filled there. And then in that corner over on the side, I did also add a couple more plants to make that corner look filled, to kind of make the walkway look more purposeful. But besides that, I do know the screenshots are going to be rolling here pretty soon. Thank you guys so much for joining in. This is my first build, so I apologize for it kind of being a little choppy, being a little weird. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we'll get better. Enjoy the screenshots.